Hey guys, what is up? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fantastic video, something I'm really excited to put out because sales have been so slow. So today we're gonna go over 20 sales in the last 2 weeks that were for over $30. I think this will shed some light onto what's been selling in our closet, and it's not just Bolo brands, definitely thinking outside of the box and hopefully giving you some ideas for what you could source and sell, again, outside of those mall brands or Bolo brands, because that's not the only place that you can make money. Okay, so we're just gonna go right into this. I'm not a big fan of wasting your time. We're gonna start with the first sale, and this was on March 18th. It was a pair of Joe's jeans. They were the honey high rise in a skinny and a size 26. They sold for $56. This was an item that I had grabbed out of one of those, I think it was a Jomar jeans box. It has taken forever for me to make my money back on these jeans. I probably have maybe 5 out of the 20 pairs that are left. Don't know if I would grab, no, I know I wouldn't grab another jean box, whatever. They're in the closet, I grabbed it, I took a chance. Next item, this is one of my favorite pieces I think that I've carried in our store. It was a Firebird Aztec Southwestern brown, kind of like chore coat. It was made in Peru, the size was an extra large, and it sold for $70. I have never found a piece like this. I love finding the Navajo blankets, and this really gave me those vibes. I'm actually thinking I probably should have kept it for myself. Whatever, sometimes you just gotta make the money on it, right? Okay, moving along. Next is a pair of Levi's wedgie straight leg jeans. These were in a light wash and a size 29. I've been kind of sourcing multiple methods, and like I've said in the past, I will pay up for Levi's because they consistently sell for over $50. I think it's just up to you what you feel is like an acceptable profit margin or what you're willing to pay. I would pay $25 for these jeans to sell them for $50 because that's a $25 profit. Obviously, I'm going to pay my fees out of that, but still, like, and I find they're really quick flips. They usually sell within a week or two, and I have no problems making $20 in a week on an item. These I feel like are very, very low risk items. Next up is a vintage 90s leather fringe black jacket, and it's kind of like that moto biker style. It sold for $90. I've had this jacket for a while. I think I had like thrifted a bunch in a time period, and this was just one of the last ones to sell. I was hoping that it would actually sell over the winter, but it is definitely more of a spring style. I'm cross-listing these items over to Etsy because I find my leather jackets, especially my moto fringe leather jackets, tend to sell for more money over on that platform. Next item is kind of like one of those items that I feel like anyone can find at a thrift store. It was a handmade beige neutral knit sweater. It kind of had like a cowl neck or almost like a turtleneck. I don't know how to describe this one. It sold for $39. There was nothing crazy about this. What I liked was that it was handmade, it was a neutral tone, and it was in really good condition. I will grab these sweaters every single day. They consistently sell usually between $40 and $65. And handmade, make sure you're using the keywords handmade when you're listing this one. It did go to B Charmer, and she received it. She left me a love note, in love with this sweater with 3 hearts. You're welcome, my friend. It was a beautiful sweater. Next up is a pair of Lululemon Wonder Under high-rise tight full-on Luon in 28 inches long. These were in a women's size 6. They sold for $51. Lululemon tights are still one of my bread and butter brands. If I can find them, I will pay up for them. They're usually selling pretty quickly as long as they're a more recent style. And for me, a recent style would be the size dot that has kind of the letters and numbers around it. If they don't have the letters and numbers around it, I'm probably not going to pick it up because that means it's older than 5 years old. They tend to not be high rise, the better material, things like that. If they were for the right price, I would grab them. These new recent styles, I'm grabbing them every single day when I find them. Next up is an Anthropologie mauve green dress, or green Kelly dress. This was in a size small. It sold for $35. It was also new with tags. I have had this dress forever, and I feel like I maybe had it overpriced. I think I probably had it like at $125. Maybe I should have delisted, relisted, and put it out for spring, but whatever. It was a fantastic dress. I'm just surprised it took so long to sell. I've had it for at least a year. She had sent me the offer and I was like, yes, yes, take it out of my inventory because I don't want to hold on to it anymore. Okay, moving along. Next is a pair of Lululemon Align pants in a 25-inch. These are leggings. The color was dark chrome gray in a size 10. When I thrifted these, I actually thrifted them for myself. I don't know, I like black leggings. I don't like neutral. I was afraid of just getting them dirty. So I threw them in the closet and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna reach for these as much. And they went to one of my PFFs, Callista. Hey Callista, I hope you are gonna rock these all summer. I can't wait to see them in your Instagram posts. And she grabbed them for $68. And I love, love, love the neutral tone of it. Next up was a North Face quilted puffy jacket in black. I thrifted this, I think, back before Christmas. I grabbed a bunch of North Face puffy jackets at, I think I was at one of the stores and they had like 3, and I just scooped them up. I did pay up for this item. I think I was paying around $20, but it sold for $60, which isn't bad. I did hold on to it probably a little bit longer than I would have wanted. Still happy to see it move and seeing that $40 profit range. Next was a pair of 7 for All Mankind pocket flare blue jeans in a size 32. I am looking for flare jeans right now. These sold for $45. Typically, I can thrift these somewhere between 5 and 10, and I'm happy with that profit. That's a good profit. And I think lots of people are looking for this flare kind of vintage look, although I don't think these were that old. I just love the style and happy that they're coming back around because these are the items that we were seeing like a ton of in the thrift stores when we were all looking for skinny jeans. I feel like you can still find these, you just gotta kind of look through them. And I don't know if I would pick up like low rise jeans. I know they're kind of on that comeback. Definitely am looking for these in a mid-rise. That would be my ideal flare leg jean. Next is a vintage white grandma crop cardigan sweater in a size large. This sold for $31. I love these sweaters. I can usually thrift them for under $5 and they tend to be pretty quick flips. Keywords that I would use when listing this would be like dainty, grandma, knit, crop, all those kind of things. Make sure you're utilizing keywords when you're doing items that are not brand names. So if it is a vintage, unique, quirky, handmade item, make sure you're using applicable keywords and tags because I think that helps potential buyers find them. Also, those are great pieces for Etsy, especially if they're hitting that vintage or handmade. Toss them on Etsy, double the exposure, and you don't have to barter deals on Etsy. So I gotta like toss that out there. Also, if you don't have a cross-listing platform, I'm gonna do like a shameless shout out here. I use Prime Lister. I love Prime Lister. It's so easy and it works like seamlessly between .ca websites and .com. So if you're in Canada, this is the cross-listing software that you want to be using. I do have a link down below where you can try it for 7 days free, and then you'll also save 30% off the first month. I do receive a small amount of affiliate money from it. Honestly, I absolutely love it, and I would not tell you about it if I didn't firmly believe it. That's why I don't shout out a lot of things on my channel because there's a lot of things that I just don't stand behind. But Prime Lister is one of the ones that I am like, they got me. They got me. They've changed my business. All right. Next up is a Free People beige cotton duster cardigan sweater. This was a women's extra small. It sold for $56. When I grabbed it, I was like really hoping that I could find a stock photo. I feel like it was a little bit of an older style. Putting in some of my keywords, I was able to come up with a very similar style to the sweater that I had. And I think sometimes with Free People stuff, that's what helps sell it, especially with Free People and Aritzia. I don't know if I can find a stock photo, and obviously you use stock photos at your own discretion. They are copywritten. This is a decision you have to make for your own business. I'm using them. I'm sorry guys, I gotta say it. All right, next up was a pair of Levi's wedgie skinny high-rise distressed jeans. These were in a women's 26 and they sold for $48. I think I anticipated that these were gonna sell for a little bit more than $50, but it was close enough. I was just trying to strum up sales. I don't know about you guys, but sales have been really slow the last 2 weeks. Like, slow. And I feel like I've talked about it enough, but I hope things pick up because I definitely am being very selective in my sourcing right now and trying not to spend a pile of extra money until I see those sales starting to come back through. And I thought they were picking up, like they had kind of slowed down, and then I thought they were picking up in the beginning of February, and then it just like has like cut in half for me. I don't know, like, are you guys noticing this? Is anyone having like great sales? If you're having good sales, can you share what you're doing and what kind of items you're listing to help the rest of us out? Because I am at a loss, and I usually am not. Usually I'm on top of this, and I don't know. Can't figure it out. And I refuse to dumb down my listings. I refuse to just do light wash Levi's jeans. Like, I am not doing that. So give me some other tips, guys, because I don't know. I need to strum up some sales here. Okay, moving along. Next one was, this is a Canadian brand, I think. It's called Desigual, Desigual. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's French. And they were gray leather Chelsea ankle boots in a women's size 9. I have had these boots in a death pile for a year. Legit. I thrifted these over a year ago. I don't know, it took so long to list them. Oh my gosh, when I like set up my new office, which I have to finish cleaning so I can give you guys a really good tour of it. I found these and it was like my mission to list all these shoes that I found in a tote. And this was a pair. They sold for $30. I think I thought they'd be worth a little bit more, but whatever. Happy they sold. That's like $30 that was sitting in a tough tote somewhere. Gosh, those death piles, they truly are money piles. We cannot sit on that inventory. It needs to get listed, people. We need to list. Next up was a vintage Northern Reflections pink cotton crew neck sweatshirt in a large. This sold for $30. This is one of my favorite styles of sweaters to grab. I love Northern Reflections. I love my grandma style. But yeah, these sweaters, I don't know. I just feel like they're a classic sweater. They're a good quality cotton. They're just fantastic. Anyways, usually they're selling, I can get like $40 to $50. This sweater I've had for a while. Next up was this Lululemon black crescent long sleeve turtleneck top in a women's 4. It sold for $35. I don't feel like this was a good buy. I'm pretty sure I paid about $15 for it, which I mean really is like a pretty quick $20. I just listed it. It was, you know, maybe listed a couple days. But I don't know. I find these kind of tops don't give me a really big return, and more just because I think my Value Village has them priced pretty high. If I was finding these like at the bins or at a store where they were like $2.99, $3.99, you know, even under like $9.99, I think they would be worth it. But a lot of times for that $15, I don't know. And I would never have sold it for $35. I think this was just, I did a bunch of mass aggressive offers to try and get some sales going. And then I saw this sale go through and I was like, oh, did I send that? Did I? Oh, dang. But whatever. It is what it is. I got to get some sales going. I got to keep the cash flowing through the business. Next up was a blue ombre knit cardigan sweater in a medium. This sold for $30. This is another example of like a non-bolo item, just a knit sweater. It definitely has that kind of like grandma feel. It was oversized. This is cute with a pair of like high-rise jeans and a tank top or a crop top. I just see this as an aesthetic. If you go on Instagram and you just kind of like search up outfit of the day, or you go onto Depop, or you go on YouTube and you just search up like thrifted outfits and things like that, you're going to come across a bunch of like a demographic of YouTubers that are probably, I don't know, 19 to 25. And this is a type of style that they are wearing. So knowing what your demographic for your store is looking for definitely helps. I feel like I finally kind of like narrowed down my demographic and I have a general idea of what they're trying to shop for. And then I think like the next thing is just taking really good pictures of your items. That definitely helps sell it. When they look at it and they can see it as a store item, I think it gives them more confidence when they're buying these non-brand items. Next up is one of my trusty old brands. This is Lululemon, the Swiftly Tech short sleeve scoop heather gray women's top in a size 4. This sold for $40. It was a little bit of an older style. I find these gray ones, no matter how old they are, as long as they're in good condition, they're generally selling from $40 to $45. And those are pretty quick and easy. I'm picking them up for between 10 and 15, and they're usually selling within a week or two. I like these quick sales. This is a bread and butter item for me. If you come across these, I do recommend grabbing them, obviously for the right cost of goods. Next up, this was like a pretty big find for me. When I found this jacket, it's a Free People Montana jacket, wool blend, trucker style. It was a women's small and it sold for $95. When I found this jacket, I was shocked. Like, I could tell that it was a Free People item more just by the textile of it. I was just shocked. I don't usually find these kind of items at my local thrift shop. I think I paid somewhere around $30 for it, which was paying up, but it sold for $95 and it sold probably within a month and a half, maybe 2 months. I'm okay with that. I did have it listed higher. I knew I was coming out of winter, and this is actually like a little bit more of a winter jacket. It's not really a summer one. I was taking a chance on it. Love this style. Free People stuff always sells for me. Definitely something that I'm grabbing and considered one of my bread and butter brands. And then the last item in this, and I'm gonna go over some of my tips on what I think for sales. My next and my last sale was a pair of a Goldie Tony light wash jeans in a women's 25-inch. They were a size 26. They sold for $70. I did have them listed at $110, and she sent me an offer, I think, for like $60, and then I was like $90, and she sent $70, and I was like, okay. I looked at what I paid for them, and I felt like it was worth it, and I was still making money, and I've had them listed for less than 2 weeks. I weigh out a bunch of these factors when I decide if I'm going to accept. I always put what I paid for the item into the additional information at the bottom of the listing. So where you enter in your SKU, underneath it says like your cost of goods. I always put an estimate if I can't remember. Like sometimes I know right away, but sometimes I'm like, I put an estimate of what I think I paid. That way, when I'm sent an offer and I'm on my phone, I don't have to go into a spreadsheet and look up what I paid for an item. I literally hit edit, and then it'll show me all the information on the bottom. I can see what I paid, weigh out how long has this been in my closet? Am I willing to wait it out to make an extra $10? Is it really worth it? Is it worth bantering back and forth for? And usually I kind of have a set amount. I may also look up sold comps and see what they're typically selling for. If it's falling in that range of what I'm seeing other items similar selling for, I'm just going to accept it. Take the money, use that money to buy new inventory, right? Don't hold on to an item if it is a reasonable offer. Let it go. I promise you, the more you do it, the easier it'll get, because it is hard at first, but take the money and then use that to buy more inventory. In this instance, I over doubled my money. I take that. Now I can buy 2 pairs of jeans. 1 pair of jeans, now I buy 2 pairs, right? That's what you have to do. You just have to keep repeating that. Sell, take it, reinvest. And really, like, I feel like until you're on your feet, if you're a new reseller, this is what you just have to keep doing. You have to keep trying to get those sales, finding which items have a really high sell-through rate. Right now, I think jeans is a huge category. I've been selling quite a few jeans. I'm actually just going to pull up my last recent sales. Yeah, so in the last week, I've sold 3 pairs of jeans. They've all sold for over $45. I'm still seeing a lot of neutral tones. Lululemon is popular for me as well. And I'm starting to see some dresses selling. So if you have access to dresses at a really good cost of goods, I recommend grabbing, 5 or 10 of them and tossing them into your closet. And find out which items are selling, do your comp researching, and make sure you know what colors, what styles, maybe have a few brands that you're going to be looking for. Jeans, dresses. I don't typically sell a lot of tank tops and short sleeve shirts, and that's more just because they don't typically sell for very much and they don't hit my profit margin that I'm looking for. I will be expanding into sandals and shoes now that it's summer. I still am grabbing cardigans and sweaters, but I am looking for more summer colors. I would grab knits, especially knit cardigans if they're in like pastels, neons, bright colors, just kind of hitting that summer. And then my favorite type of material to be looking for right now is silk. I love silk in summer, and I am looking for like funky designs, neutrals, anything that's like bold or stand out. Those are all just kind of like different styles that I would be looking for. Silk sells really well in summer. All right, And linen, make sure you grab linen too. Search comps on it. Some of the brands, the linen is not worth very much. Linen is definitely one of those other fabric contents that I am looking for right now. Okay, that's it. Those are 20 sales. Those are the items I'm looking for right now. I'd love to hear back from you. What is selling in your closet? What are you looking for right now? Drop in the comments. Let's have conversations about this. Let's help each other grow. Okay, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. I hope you have a fabulous week. Bye.